Good morning, and we are live. I've got to tell you this morning, there's a little bit of a warning to this show. There's probably going to be some salty language. There's a story or two we're going to talk about today that I haven't been able to get through yet without getting highly pissed off. So, you know me, when I'm angry, I just let it fly. So that's your only warning. That's your only warning. So let's dig into it. So, Mike Johnson got caught talking about how he thinks the shutdown is going to be a good thing for Republicans. Thinks they're going to win it. Thinks this whole snap thing is just, said the quiet part out loud. They got this, man. Anytime they're arguing about welfare and snap and all that, man, he's feeling really good about his prospects. And, there wasn't really a whole lot out there to make him feel that way because the polling shows that the Republicans are getting the shit kicked out of them over the shutdown. People get it. Democrats are fighting to keep the subsidies in place for health care on the exchanges that millions of people rely on so that health care costs don't skyrocket. This isn't a big deal. They could fix this with the stroke of a pen, but the Republicans are saying no way, no how. We like the shutdown, and we think that the Republicans will cave because SNAP benefits are going to run out. Well, several states, if you were here for the last show, we talked about it. Several states are suing because SNAP benefits aren't going to run out. They aren't. There is a rainy day fund, but they are choosing to not use it. They are choosing to allow SNAP benefits to run out. And why would they make that choice? Because, like old Mike said, he thinks he's got a winner here because at the core of every Republican, and this is the theme for today's show, we are not the same. Republicans are low-life creatures. I consider them, for the most part, to be subhuman. They are not us. We are good and decent people. We are reasonable. We work on important things. We work on problems. We fix problems. We do things. We Democrats keep the buses and the trains running on time. The Republicans, they think, hey, we'll get them Democrats to let us fuck over healthcare, pardon my language, screw over healthcare, because we're going to hurt some people. And, them Democrats don't like when we hurt people, so they'll cave. Well, I am telling you right now, I need you, if you haven't done it already, to get on the phone and call your local Democratic rep or whatever Democratic rep you've got in your area. And if you don't have one in your area, call one from another area and let them know we've got their backs. Do not knuckle under on this. Do not. And this is why, Mikey's feeling confident. And this is why I'm so angry, and forgive me for being a little salty. Their bots went active. Their bots went active on this. And they are just showering all social media, predominantly right-wing social media, and it is going crazy with AI-generated fake videos of black people. It's always black people. It's a black woman acting a fool, screaming at clerks at the grocery store. I've seen 6 of them. I've seen 6 different ones that are all AI generated fake shit. It's things like this. This is one that's going viral. It's a video that this person is holding a mic from a Fox 5 News affiliate saying that this woman is apparently telling a reporter that she sells her SNAP benefits for $1,200 a month. She gets $2,100 a month in SNAP benefits, which is bullshit. She doesn't. But she sells them for $1,200. And it's fake. It's completely fake. It's completely made up crap. It's AI generated fake crap. There's this one. There's this one. This is another AI generated fake crap video. This woman doesn't exist. She's not real. You remember Sarah, Sister Sarah, the AI generated little blonde victim that I generated? I still have that image here somewhere. That they're going to use every time they want to talk about immigrants. Well, just like Sarah is completely, as I told you, was completely AI generated. This woman does not exist, and she goes on a tirade saying the worst imaginable stuff, presenting the worst possible light of someone that is receiving SNAP benefits. That's what they're doing. That's what they're just going to make up an alternate reality. Why? Because that's what they want to hear. That's what they want to believe. New West Bill, thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for supporting the show. I can't do it without you, brother. I'm truly grateful. That is what they want to hear. That is what is at their core. And believe me, it has been a huge hit for them. How do I know? One of the videos I saw in my local Facebook group, right here where I'm at, they are posting a video over and over and over again of a woman, supposedly has thousands and thousands of dollars in SNAP benefits, and she's complaining about what she can buy, and it's fake. It's bullshit. And I got to say, kudos to people around here, because there are people that are, a lot of right-wing trash. There is a lot of right-wing trash. They're like, yeah, that's what it is, because that's what they want to believe it is. But a lot of people, like the one woman chimed in, hey, I'm a clerk. This isn't real. This isn't the way it works. This isn't how SNAP works. But this is what they are. At their core, it is always bigotry. It is always racism. Always. Thank you for the support, Cody. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. It's enraging to see how low and scummy these people are. I mean, how did you make it through life this weak, this fragile, this broken? How did you make it through life to the point of adulthood when you desperately need this kind of shit? I mean, really, folks, it is enraging me. We can't just fix a damn problem. We've got the billionaire oligarchs that pay the Republicans, and they turn around and pump out fake AI shit that is totally detached from reality. So we Democrats that want to work on problems and fix things can't just fix shit, because we got to deal with feelings. Bigoted ass feelings. And I'm sick of it. These people are weak and small and shit. Dave, I appreciate you being here, brother. I appreciate you being here. And I'm sick of them. I'm tired of them. You're so pathetic. I want to read you something. This is the new Colossus. Famous poem from Emma Lazarus. The new Colossus, not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land, here at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep ancient lands your storied pomp, she cries, she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shores, send these, the homeless, tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. America in a better time. America when we had better hearts. We still do. We Democrats still adhere to these values, but the bigots don't. Bigots are full of hate. They don't see what built our nation. E.T., do we know if they haven't pillaged that fund and are trying to hide that fact? You know, maybe, but I don't think so. They're just cruel. They're just cruel. And this is testimony to what they are. I mean, they're telling you out loud what they are. It's not just my opinion. They're telling you. U.S. will limit number of refugees to 7,500 and give priority to white South Africans. No, this isn't a rehash of the story of the South Africans that they let in that ended up being pain in the ass, useless people, miserable little twats. No, that's not it. This isn't a rehash. This is now. They are going to, because they are, and we need to have this discussion, because they're screwed. Because exactly like I said, Republicans can't govern. They cannot run a country. They're fucking failures every time. There goes, I'm not going to be able to monetize this. Oh, well. Oh, well. They are. They're fucking failures every time. Every time they govern, they wreck our economy. All they do is lower our standing in the world, lose us respect. And that's what's happening now. So they have to distract. They have to distract. And the tactic is called filling the space. If you're a longtime member of the show, I've talked about this many times before. It is a political tactic. It's called filling the space. You throw so much shit out there that no person with a normal attention span could possibly digest it all. It's the literal example, I mean, the real world example of slinging shit at the wall to see what sticks. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. It is designed to keep you from focusing on the fact that they've wrecked our economy, that you've got Amazon laying off 30,000 employees going into the holidays. You've got package delivery services laying people off going into the holidays. Yeah, they know they've wrecked this economy. The Broligarchs know, but yet they bought up our news services, so our news services aren't giving us the straight scoop. So you can prepare. Oh no, they're giving the Broligarchs all the lead in the world. They need to prepare. But for you to repair, hey, screw you, man. And I am sick of these people's very existence. Michael LaRosa, I would not be surprised if Donald J. Trump takes down Lady Liberty, too welcoming to immigrants. Exactly. He's that gross. Johnny Lott, 6240. Most of maggots are on SNAP and the Affordable Care Act. A lot of them are. And here we are again in that sorry ass position of just trying to do the right thing for Americans. So therefore them. J.M. Hennessy, thank you for being here, my friend. That is huge support. I'm truly grateful, J.M. I appreciate you. Cannot do it without you. Oh, thank you, Francie. I appreciate a little bit for the swear jar. Francie Bosdick says 7927 says for the swear jar. I am grateful. Oh, thank you, Phantom Pup. I will keep after it. That is huge support, and I'm truly grateful. I'm truly grateful. But yeah, it's not just a distraction from the economy. It's not just, it's everything. It's everything. Their entire narrative about law enforcement. I want to shout out to Midas Touch for this one. They have hit this one hard, and it is fantastic. Their entire narrative about this law enforcement shit that they've been doing about fighting the cartels has completely just fallen apart. Because again, they're not living in reality where we have to deal with problems where Democrats live. They're making up their own freaking reality as they go, and you cannot govern that way. Governing inherently must be tied to reality. But they just feel free to say shit like this. And kudos again to Midas. Those guys are the best. They really are. The DEA said it arrested 171 high-ranking Sinaloa cartel members. A spotlight investigation found that is not true. Nope. They arrested some street dealers. They arrested some, and just claimed, and just said everybody is a cartel general. And it wasn't even over one operation. They went over a period of time and just found some drug arrests, because we're a country of 320 million people and we like our drugs. So they were drug arrests. They just went and, put a bunch of them together and claimed, ooh, we did something. This one operation, we did something. They didn't do shit. Vincent Day, thank you for sharing your know. Thank you for being here, brother. Because if it was just me, it's just one guy yelling out into the void. The fact that you people are here, that we're growing our community to get things done. That's it. That's it, folks. It's not just that we're sitting around commiserating. We will get things done. And let me tell you why. Let me pause the show for a second. Let me tell you why. 5 p.m. here somewhere says, thought you deserved a treat today. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to all of you too. I mean, I hope you have an amazing Halloween. I really do. These holidays, I'm not going to let them ruin these holidays like they did the last one when Trump got elected. Last year was miserable. It was miserable after Trump won that election. Well, we're not going to do that this year. We're going to have a good Thanksgiving. We are going to have a good Christmas. I mean, we're going to bring our family together. I refuse to let them screw up this holiday. I refuse. I mean, even if we have to help our brothers and sisters out there that live in our communities that are getting screwed over by SNAP, and we've got to help them, those of us that can help them, we will make sure that they have a Thanksgiving. We will make sure that they make it through, because fuck these Republicans. John Gomez, the end goal for this administration is to stop all social programs like SNAP. Yep. They want to get back to slavery. Here. Don Podless says, good morning, Texas Paul, Vietnam vet here. Just wanted to thank you for your service to our country. People are listening. Hey, man, this is what we do. I made a choice a while back to do this, to make it happen. And this is what I'm going to do. Glenn Kaneko, they never read that poem or don't believe in that poem posted on the base of Lady Liberty. Here's something for that customer. Thanks, Glenn. I appreciate you, brother. But yeah, it's like I was talking about. We cannot ignore the strategy here, because if you know the strategy, you understand the strategy, it doesn't have the effect. You can cull through the nonsense, the BS. This just happened. And this is just, they do things that are just proof that is nothing but filling the space. And this is a perfect prime example of it. Trump push to restart nuclear tests could take years, cost millions, experts say. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're not. And let me tell you why. Back in the day, when we were first, you go back to Robert Oppenheimer here. Go back to Robert Oppenheimer. Back in the day when old Robert Oppenheimer was working on these things, This was theory. This was theory. It was untested theory. And that's all they had to work on. They didn't understand what yields would be. They didn't understand how effective, what percentage they would get, what level of fission they would reach, They didn't know until they started blowing the damn things up. But now we know. We know. We don't need to blow them up anymore. We don't. The isotopes haven't changed. They just haven't. We know at X level of enrichment, this isotope, when we force it into critical mass and fission happens, it will release X amount of energy. What is the point of blowing it up other than to just spew radiation out into the world? It's all done on a computer. It's all done through computer simulation in a lab. It is the most useless thing in the world to actually blow one of these things up. The Russians were the last one to be this stupid with the Tsar Bomba. They were just, there was no point. People have mistakenly said, "Oh, they're farther ahead of us. They blew up a bigger one than we ever blew up." We knew what that yield on that weapon would be. We knew how that weapon worked before they ever detonated it. This is just filling the space. Because I guarantee you, every nuclear physicist out there is going, "What? Dude, that's last century. We're beyond that. I mean, we're light years beyond that." And it's just bullshit filling the space because they're failing. They can't even keep the government open. Scott 7907, curious your opinion on Duffy clothes and Mexican Airlines routes to the U.S. It's causing friends to lose jobs in McAllen. I do not have a segment on that, and I hate to do segments that I haven't prepared for because I don't like to say things that aren't factual, but I promise you I will hit that on Sunday. I will. In fact, send me an email to any links that you have because I'm not one of those people that'll tell you I know everything. No, I have to dig into things to get facts right, man. And that is a great story. All I've heard is just the headline of one story. I haven't dug into any of it. Send me some links, man. Email me. Sixth chakra, cuss away, Paul. I don't trust people who don't swear. I appreciate you. I really do. I really appreciate all the support, folks. I really do. I really do. But I'm telling you, folks, it is so obvious what they're doing that they're just trying to fill the space. And again, I just want to reiterate it one more time. Every person has a finite amount of time on their hand. You've got to get up. You've got kids, grandkids, work, jobs, projects, everything, all the things in your life, cooking dinner, eating dinner, all the things in your life that consume time in your life, deduct it all. And what is left when you're done? You have to divide up between both your entertainment and consuming information. Take the entertainment out, you're left with this little finite little bubble of time. And they know that. So if they just throw a bunch of shit out there, that's what Trump does. Every time they're in trouble, he just says something horrible and it fills the space. It keeps you from focusing on the Epstein ballroom and how he just went through Southeast, how he just went through Asia, rattling his tin cup, how China just rolled him. It was so freaking obvious. There's a corporation. It's called COFCO. Here, I'll show you their website. Let me pull it up for you real quick. COFCO International. It is a Chinese corporation that does the purchasing of grain for China. COFCO International. This, although it's in English, this is a Chinese corporation. Yes, I'll accept your cookies, China. Cookies. They're the ones that buy the grain for China. They just, right before Trump and Xi's meeting, bought 3 shiploads of soybeans. That's it. About 60 to 65,000 pounds per ship. They bought 160 to 65,000 metric tons per ship. They bought 180,000 metric tons of soybeans. Trump showed up and they said, look, you're tough. You're tough, man. You're tough. You got us. Look, we bought some soybeans. Ooh. And then proceeded to roll Trump. We still have a 45% tariff on. He folded on, just right out the gate, 10% tariff, take it away, because you bought a pittance of soybeans. And they said, oh yeah, in the future, next year, man, next year we're going to go back to buying soybeans next year. Oh yeah, really? Because they signed contracts with other suppliers for the next 10 years. You know what they didn't do is sign contracts with us. It's talk. Because if I was going to completely screw over the United States of America, if I was Xi and I wanted to really just stick it in the United States and break it off, I would take right now and do a token purchase of soybeans like they just did. Promised, I will go back to buying all your soybeans, plant away. Because these farmers, we can get them through a year. We can have a big ass subsidy program and we can get them through a year. But they plant again next year and China says, oh man, we just don't need that many soybeans. And they're done. They're cooked. They are cooked. And China knows it. And Trump is too stupid to understand the basic principle. Let me tell you, this is thousands of years old. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Do not take what your enemy gives you. Not a deep principle. Pretty basic. If you're in a trade war, do not take what your enemy gives you, because it's not in your best interest. And Trump got rolled because he's got pudding for brains. He's incompetent. Carl Coiner, here's something for the cussers. I appreciate you, Carl. I really do. Thank you, man. Thank you. I really screwed up with all the cussing I did. I am not going to be able to sell advertisements for this show. They'll run ads. They'll make money on ads, but they won't pay me. All of this distraction from the Epstein files. Yep. Prince Andrew, they pulled his titles. They evicted him. I told y'all that was coming. Everybody's like, whoa, they just took his Duke title and this, that, and that. No, I told you, no, this is coming out. And they know it's coming out. They totally separated themselves from Andrew. They said, you got to go find another place to live. He's no longer Prince Andrew. He's just Andrew. Double Agent X1, thank you for being here. Spreading the word for Oklahoma viewers. There's a measure gathering signatures to put state question 836 on the ballot. It gives Oklahoma open primaries. If it gets on the ballot, we must vote yes on it. Good work, my friend. Good work. Keep the information out. Send me an email on that in the future. I will be glad to talk it up for you. I will. All right. Anything Democrats are out there doing, I am more than happy to help. Tube Kurt, checking the Texas ball prediction market. What's the over-under on federal judges upcoming Saturday snap ruling and on GOP ending the filibuster? We're getting the filibuster thing. You're a little ahead. I love you people. You're always ahead of the conversation. I brag on y'all all the time before every show that you got to come be in the chat. Y'all are ahead of the conversation all the time. John Gomez, chat is not working. It is working. I just saw your chat. Susan Blake, thanks for being here. What he mentioned about the nuclear option is this. He's talking about this. Trump is in a panic. He is getting the shit beat out of him. His support is eroding even among his MAGA base. He is having, Republicans are flipping on him. They got rid of the tariffs in Brazil. Democrats voted to get rid of the tariffs in Brazil, and 5 Republicans crossed over the aisle to vote with them. If you saw the headlines in the news, you would think that the Republicans did that, but no, the Democrats did that. It was every Democrat, including John Fetterman, by the way, voted to eliminate tariffs on Brazil. They voted, passed it the next day. They voted to eliminate tariffs on Canada. Then they also voted with, I think it was 15 Republicans crossing over the aisle. No more of that, global, everybody gets a tariff bullshit. It's over. But Trump is in a panic. It's fallen apart. The wheels have come off. People are figuring it out, and he's panicking. He's trying to tell John Thune that he needs to get rid of the filibuster so they can force the government back open. And John Thune is like, you're going away, old man. You ain't going to be here forever, and we're going to have to live with that for the rest of our lives. And no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And they know, they get it. They get it. This is real, folks. This is real. Their own base is going to get punched in the face. So many of them have gone to the exchanges. So many of them have gone to the exchanges to get insurance, and they don't know. That's socialism. That is socialism. They are subsidized by the federal government. They don't know. They've got no clue. And they're about to get punched in the face. And I tell you, insurance companies, I'm very surprised that insurance companies have not lobbied harder, because they make a fortune off those exchanges. The way it works is they're going to put if they're going to put a policy on the exchange, they jack the price of that policy up, because they know for a fact that they are going to get subsidies on it. So they monkey with the actuarial numbers, and they make a killing off that exchange. So I have actually been surprised that they have not been more vocal and been lobbying harder. That may be why some of these Republicans are flipping behind the scenes. Gamer guys, 65887. Happy to be back after a couple months. Here's to you, Paul, and the swear jar. I appreciate you being here, brother. I appreciate you being here. That's what it's all about. Met James Tallarico in Amarillo yesterday. 500 people showed up in this red city. He was so good. Yeah, James Tallarico, let me tell you this. I love what James Tallarico's doing. I do. I absolutely do. He's going to be a fantastic senator. I just wish he would cut that one little stitch out of his speech where he bitches about Democratic leadership. I don't do that. 11th commandment, I speak no ill of any Democrat. It's not necessary for his message. He's got to stop doing that shit. He does. But he is a good guy. He is a good person. He is the kind of person you want in government. He is just a fundamentally good person. Christopher Daly, $13.99. Thanks for supporting the show. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. I got all out of order here, but yeah, I mean, Trump is desperate to hide things. You remember back when we had the show when he got caught wearing a Foley catheter? Remember this picture? You could see the Foley catheter through his pants. Now he wears really super, super, super baggy pants. He doesn't wear these same pants anymore. He wears really super, super baggy pants because you can see the Foley catheter. Well, it didn't work. This just happened. Walking across the tarmac with a gigantic full pee bag. Yeah, that's not AI manipulated. That is Donald Trump's 100% full pee bag in his leg. These are the kind of things, I mean, he knows it's blowing up. He knows the wheels are coming off. He knows he's lost the momentum. We've defeated Project 2025. We've defeated it. That doesn't mean they're going to stop trying. They are. We still have a fight ahead of us and work to do. But yeah, they know it's failing. So they're running back to the bigotry. But I got to tell you, folks, I want to get back to the theme of the show. Democrats and Republicans are not the same. They are not the same. We don't do the same thing. This is Taylor Toronto. Some of y'all may know who Taylor is. Most of y'all have probably forgotten who he is. This is Taylor Toronto. Taylor was one of the violent January 6th insurrectionists. That's him on January 6th, defiling our Capitol. Well, he didn't end there. He didn't end there. He got his pardon. You know, Donald Trump pardoned all of them. Pardoned all of them. 5 p.m. somewhere says talk about water on the neon. Man, you people crack me up. You really do. You really do. You keep my blood pressure from getting too high. I'm telling you, that is great. That is great. Well, he didn't stop there. That's the guy they arrested by Barack Obama's house. Had a van load of guns. They arrested him. He was live streaming and running towards Obama's house. He'd also called in a bomb threat to the Department of Weights and Measures. Don't know what that beef was all about. It wasn't relevant to the story, so I didn't dig that deep into it. But he said that his van was loaded with explosives. Now, this is all the corporate media can do is talk about it's a hoax threat. It's a hoax threat. It's a hoax threat. He was sentenced to, because of a hoax threat. It wasn't a hoax threat. It wasn't. And I'll tell you why. No, he didn't have the explosives in his van when they arrested him. It doesn't mean he wasn't going to put him there. Because let me tell you something. When they arrested him outside of Obama's house, he told the investigators, they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he got diarrhea of the mouth. And he told them. This is from the article I'm about to show you. It says investigators said they found 2 guns and hundreds of rounds of ammunition in Toronto's van, along with a machete. When he was arrested, prosecutors alleged that Toronto repeatedly said that he was trying to get a shot and that he wanted to get a good angle on a shot. That's what he was doing when they arrested him. By his own words. Not a hoax. Not a hoax. This is who these people are. It's who they are. But hey, the story doesn't end there with his getting his conviction. And, he's got a sentencing. And when they do a sentencing, the prosecutors send what's called a sentencing memo to the judge, where they explain why they want him sentenced. And these prosecutors that prosecuted him successfully asked for 27 months in prison. That's what they asked for. 27 months in prison. Anybody want to take a guess what happened to those prosecutors? Remember, this is the U.S. attorney on this one is now Boxwine Barbie. Their boss is Boxwine Barbie. Anybody want to guess what happened to those prosecutors? They were suspended. They were suspended. Not only were they suspended, but Boxwine Barbie got another prosecutor to withdraw their sentencing memo and re-up another one, refile another one. They took out of the new sentencing memo any references to the fact that this guy had been one of the violent people on January 6th that defiled our Capitol. And they also took out any references to Donald Trump. Now, anybody that knows anything about our legal system knows that they wouldn't just throw something in there about Donald Trump. Why would they do that? That would just cause problems. Why did they mention Donald Trump? MJ Dean says, "What's going on with the Mango Mussolini and the ridiculous China deal? Is it real or not? I never know what to believe." No, it is not real. He got rolled. He got rolled. COFCO has bought exactly 180,000 metric tons of soybeans. That sounds like a lot but when you can consider that last year they bought 24 million metric tons, it ain't a lot. It ain't a lot. A couple of years ago, for the last several years, they bought as much as 36 million metric tons. So no, 180,000 metric. That's three boats full. But they filed a new sentencing memo and they scrubbed it of any mentions of January 6th. And they said, we don't want any jail time. They scrubbed it of any mentions of Trump. Does anybody want to take a guess? You are smart people. This is a test. And I'm telling you, I'm not the only one saying this. They scrubbed it. They scrubbed it. Trump's DOJ scrubs mention of January 6th and Trump from Taylor Toronto sentencing memo. Would anybody like to take a guess why Donald Trump was mentioned in that? How do you think he found Obama's house? How do you think he found Barack Obama's house? Because Donald Trump doxed Barack Obama. He gave out his address on Truth Social. And this guy that was on his way to Washington, D.C. and had phoned in a bomb threat saw that. He saw that post and he reposted it. He's on it, man. We got him surrounded. And he went to Obama's house because Trump gave out his fucking address. But they pulled that from the sentencing memo. We are not the same. In no universe could you imagine Joe Biden or Barack Obama or Bill Clinton or Jimmy Carter or any Democratic president ever posting the address of a former president in anger or any other way. That's who these people are. They're lowlifes. They're scum from the top to the bottom. MJ Dean, what's going on with Mango? Sorry. Already addressed that one. My bad. Dime Bree Garage, glad you're here, brother. Glad to see you here, my man. Glad to see you're always here. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine? That's who these people are. Julie Whitlow, thank you for being here. And this, folks, what I'm about to talk about is why, from dog catcher to president, we have to make sure no Republican ever gets elected again. No Republican ever gets elected again. This is Perry County, Tennessee. This little red splotch right here. It's about halfway between Nashville and Memphis. It's very rural. This is Perry County. This is Nick Weems. Nick Weems is a MAGA twat. He is the sheriff of Perry County. He is a Trump taint licking MAGA twat. He's fragile, he's weak, and he's got feelings, man. He's got feelings. Old Nick Weems here was very upset. Some little right-wing raper trash bag shot Charlie Kirk. And let me tell you right now, I'm going to say it right now. Nick Weems, Charlie Kirk was an asshole. He was a bigot and a piece of shit. He was. And I hope that hurts your feelings, you little pansy, you little panty waist. You worthless little weakling. This is why I don't like this guy. This is why I don't like this guy. This is Larry Bouchard. This is Larry Bouchard. Larry Bouchard is a liberal. He's a former deputy. He's a liberal. He lives in that area. He was on a Facebook page for the local area, and they were going to hold a vigil for Charlie Kirk. They were going to hold a vigil for Charlie Kirk. So Larry Bouchard posted a meme, and that meme was of Donald Trump, and it was a caption of Donald Trump's own words, in which Donald Trump said, "We have to get over it." And underneath there was a caption, a quote that said, "Donald Trump on the Perry High School mass shooting one day after." See, there was a shooting in Perry High School in Iowa, not Tennessee, Iowa. Posted on a vigil for Charlie Kirk. So he put a meme up there of Donald Trump saying, "Hey, you just got to get over it." I get that point. You get that point. Everybody, people all over the country made that exact same point. You're all up in your feels about Charlie Kirk. What about the kids? What about the kids that get killed in these mass shootings all the damn time? It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out what his message was. Well, it really hurt Nick Weems' feelings. He was just sad. How dare you talk about getting over Charlie Kirk? Oh my God. You better take that down. And he sent an officer to tell Larry that he had to take that down. Larry said, no. You got Donald Trump telling us we got to get over a kid shooting. I'm telling you, you got to get over Charlie Kirk. Amazon Silk, glad you're back, Texas Paul. Is there any truth to Trump making a deal to allow 17 family members of high-ranking Sinaloa cartel in the country? I have, that is one of those stories that seems like it may have a kernel of truth to it. I'm not going to stick my neck out on that one. I'm going to tell you, we're finding out. Jay Galot, thank you for being here, brother. Thank you. Part of our European audience. I know relatives of members were allowed in the country. I will tell you that. They did allow relatives of cartel members into the country. I don't want to sit there and say something that I can't, is this a person unrelated to the cartel? Is this a person, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say something that's not 100% true because I'm not 100% versed on it. So I'm going to leave it there. They did allow family members in. Gamer Guys 65887, off topic, but what are your thoughts on the newly created sanctioned rapid response force made up of 500 National Guard members per the state overseen by the Fed and Pentagon? Again, fill the space, distraction. It's stupidity. American cities are absolutely beautiful. Wonderful places. I'm telling you, this traveling I did, absolutely, that's what it was about, was getting into places like Boston, New York City, go to Chicago and see what a wonderful place is. And look at these National Guard troops walking around, with their thumbs up their butt. In Washington, D.C., I was in D.C., and I'm in a really nice district near the White House. And you got these idiot guardsmen. I don't want to attack the guardsmen. They don't want to even be there either. But walking down the street, half a dozen of them, in the middle of cafes and people just going on with their lives. There's no crime there. It's a bullshit waste of money and talking point. That's all that is. It's crap. Silly Bebo, Do we need to send a ambulance out there? Yes, you do. Let's get back to Nick Weems, that weakling, pathetic, sorry pissant of an individual. Let me tell you why I don't like this guy. Why I don't like this guy. Larry Bouchard said, no, I'm not going to take it down. I'm not going to take it down. Y'all say the sorriest shit. So Sheriff Nick Weems had a temper tantrum. He had him arrested for posting a meme. Then he claimed, and this is where it gets unethical as hell. Then he claimed that meme wasn't what it was about. He said because it was Donald Trump referencing a school shooting, that meme must have been a threat. They arrested him. And Nick Weems' buddy, the judge, what do you think they posted? They set his bail at? He's been in jail for a month. What do you think they said? I'm serious. I want to know if you could even get close to guessing. What do you think they set his bail at? Yeah. Oh, that's rough, man. I'm not reading that. That is rough. Kirk's wife sure seems all broken up about her late husband's demise. Yeah, I am telling you, people are talking about this. Little Miss Leatherpants, who's just must be grieving terribly. Yeah, she seems to have gotten over it rather quickly. And I got to tell you, you tell me about this body language. What does this tell you? And before you answer, ladies, if you walked in the room and your husband was hugging a woman and she had her hair all dug up in his fingers and her fingers all dug up in his hair, what would you think about that hug before you dismiss it? This was just them at Ole Miss the other day. Yeah, she just broke up as hell, didn't she? I know y'all would get it. 2 million. 2 million for posting a meme that hurt the sheriff, who is a Trump taint ball licking MAGA freak, weakling, all up in his feelings. Got his feelings hurt about Charlie Kirk. Him and his bullshit piece of shit Republican buddy judge set that man's bail at $2 million, accused him of making a threat against children, which he obviously did not. Because this man, I'm going to say it again, is a weak, immoral, pitiful, sad sack of shit that if he had an ounce of morality, an ounce of credibility, would have resigned his fucking job. But just like every other MAGA piece of shit, he's not going to, because he has no morals and no character. And I want to stress this again. All Larry Bouchard did was draw attention to the fact that Donald Trump said something really crass when children died. Yet y'all are all up in your feelings and holding vigils nationwide when Charlie, the fucking bigot Kirk, got killed by one of your own groypers. You're crying. You're pitiful. You're pathetic. You're gross. You're sad sacks of shit. You're weak. You're weak. You're undeserving of respect. 5 p.m. somewhere. Usha is an accomplished attorney. Watch out, JD. Usha's in trouble, man. Usha's. I'm telling you. I am telling you. So how do we counter men like Sheriff Buford T. Dumbass that vote? You vote. You vote your ass off. That's how you do it. And you don't take any shit. You tell them you're a sad sack of shit. You're a weak ass bigot. So how do we counter men like Sheriff Buford T. Dumbass? That's a good one. Buford T. Dumbass. I love it, man. I love it. Chris, thank you for the support, man. I really appreciate you. So what do you think about that body language with Erica Kirk and JD Vance? I mean, I realized that she put on her sofa material pants. Maybe he was a little overwhelmed. I don't know. But that didn't look right to me. That didn't look right to me. I promise you, if I walked in the room and my wife was hugging a man like that, there'd be words with both of them. I mean, am I wrong there? Am I seeing this wrong? I don't know. You tell me. This is a round table show. You're part of the show. You know, there's a rumor floating around that 3 days before Charlie Kirk got killed, she was actually talking about filing for divorce. Granted, it's just a rumor, but it looks like she got over that really damn fast. Janice Hannah Nelson, 3921. Thank you for being here, Janice. Thank you for the big support. Texas Paul, the hardest working man in Texas, getting it done for all the American people. No, y'all are, I appreciate the kind words, but y'all are the ones getting it done. Y'all are the ones getting it done. Because let me tell you something. And by the way, yeah, I mean, he was released. Larry Bouchard was released because it hit social media. And big creators all over the place started talking about it. And then you started talking about it. And then all of a sudden, they couldn't hide it anymore. They couldn't abuse their authority in their little rural shithole. So they cut him loose. They dropped the charges. But that's who they are. That's who they are. Now compare that to this. Local to local. You got some dirt bag, sorry Trump ball licking sheriff abusing his power because of his feelings versus Democrats up in Illinois. I tell you all the time, Democrats keep the trains running on time. The transit system up in Chicago needs a revamp. They're having a budgetary shortfall. They need to keep people on the job. The train's running. They actually, because the population is growing, because Chicago's a great city, they need to expand the transit lines. But there just isn't money laying around, so they came up with a new system. They're going to tax tickets to events, concerts, and what like that for about 5%. And they've come up with a billionaire tax. That the devil's in the details there, but it looks like it's going to be what they're calling a billionaire tax is like a capital gains tax in Chicago. And then they're going to go up a quarter point on sales tax in the county, in Cook County. Democrats. It ain't sexy. It ain't sexy, but the trains are going to run on time. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. It's called doing your fucking job. You got Democrats trying to work on ways to keep subsidies in place for the Affordable Care Act. They're doing their job. You know, government stuff, that stuff we hired them to do. That's the difference, folks. You got Republicans out there just foaming at the mouth to hurt people. They've got money to keep those SNAP benefits going. They have a rainy day fund that we paid for. They legislated it into existence for just this occasion. Where something happened with the funding, we've got a rainy day fund to keep things moving. And they refuse to use it because they want to hurt people, because they think if they hurt people, Democrats will cave because people are getting hurt. And we're going into the holidays. We're going into Thanksgiving, folks. Thanks fucking giving is in a few weeks. And Republicans are doing this. And they think it's a winner. They think it's a winner because they've got their bots going active. They're putting AI videos out there that are complete shit, made up, fabricated shit that feeds the bigotry. That's why when people ever ask me, do you think the Republicans will ever get it? I don't care if it's the farmers. I don't care who it is. People always ask, what do you think is going to finally get to? Nothing will ever get to these people because this is who they are. The Republicans, like Mike Johnson in Congress, are not an anomaly. They are a reflection of who Republicans are. So no, all we can do is get off our asses and vote. Every election. I tell you, I lost my shit on somebody that I probably went way too far on, but just pissed me off. This lady posted a comment and tagged me in it at the exact wrong time. And I was pissed. Finding my Zen. Thank you for being here. And it was about Fetterman. It was about Fetterman. Let me pull it up to see if I may still have it out here. Nah, she deleted it. I was pretty hard on her. I was. We just had a vote. Fetterman voted with us to kill those tariffs. All Democrats voted lockstep. Fetterman did what he was supposed to do. But he also posted a picture with Laura Trump. And the clickbaiters in the middle of elections, when we're supposed to be getting out the vote, this woman tags me. Oh, what do you think about, you still stand by what you said about John Fetterman? Yeah, the fuck I do. He votes with us 95% of the time. "95% of the time he votes with us. I'm not going to lose my shit about the 5% when he does something stupid. Because let me tell you, you want the truth? I don't shit talk Democrats, but I'll tell you the truth about John Fetterman. You want to know what it's about for him? He's going to vote Democrat because there's no benefit for him to switch parties. As long as he's a Democrat, Republicans will try to bribe him for his vote. The minute he switches parties, nobody gives a shit about John Fetterman anymore. Nobody. They own him. That's a fact. So they will try to curry favor with him. And do you know why he's susceptible to it? You want to know why he's susceptible to it? He's 6'8". He's a giant. Have you ever seen an old giant? You know what the lifespan of somebody who is that freaking big is? It's about 60. And he's 56 years old. Then you add on top of that he's had a stroke. He is seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And he's going to do everything he can to garner as much for his family as he can before the last hurrah, and he checks his time card for the last time. You want the truth? That's the truth. It's ugly, but it's sure as hell not what I want to be talking about when we're getting out the vote. The man voted the way he was supposed to vote on the tariffs, like we told him to. That's enough. Let's talk about everything we're doing right, not that asshole. You want the truth? That's the truth. He is a dead man walking. He's already had a stroke that had severe consequences. He didn't have a mild stroke. He had a severe stroke. Which, folks, if you're in your 50s and 60s and you have a stroke, you don't have a long lifespan after that. That's just the math. So yeah, that's John Fetterman. So please, don't fucking tag me in that stuff. As long as he keeps voting the way he's supposed to vote, I don't want to talk about him. I want to talk about what Democrats are doing right. He's one fucking guy. And you're pissing on every other Democrat out there that's in office and running for office because you got feels about a picture. That lady pissed me off, man. I will not tell you shit to make you feel good. I will tell you how it is. I'm sorry. That's why we're here. Monaco, isn't it self-sabotage to post a photo of yourself with MAGA during elections for the same reason? I forgive him, but man, why do that? Because he is naive. He is naive as shit. When it comes to politics, he is like a baby. I mean, dumb. He is. But as long as he keeps following the damn program, I don't care. If he keeps voting the way he's voting, I don't give a damn if he posts a picture with his face buried in Donald Trump's dirty ass crack. As long as he keeps voting the way he's supposed to vote. Tiny Dog Dragon, you may want to move the cussing pond closer. Thank you for the. I'm sorry, guys. I know I was pissed coming into this show, and I'm very sorry for my behavior. I am really sorry. I am. I know I'm, but it makes me angry. It does. It makes me legitimately angry. I'll tell you another one that had me really pissed. I got called out by some right-wing or left-wing creator because I was being hyperbolic about the military, and then posted about, because the Pentagon posted something that, it wasn't that bad. It's not going to be that big a deal with the meeting. I said, they're going to try to decapitate the military. That's what they're doing. I showed you Tata. And ever since then, her dumbass followers keep trying to, nothing's happened at the Pentagon. Nothing's happened at the Pentagon. Oh, really? Really? Why don't you tell me about Lieutenant General Joseph McGee, former head of Army Special Forces, 3-star general, forced out because he won't toe the line on murdering people on boats in the middle of the damn water. Out. Forced to retire. They're still at it, folks. They're still fucking the Pentagon. And I got to argue with left-wingers. Left-wingers! No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Not when we can talk about this. Not when we can talk about this. Kash Patel ran his mouth. I told you, he's a right-wing shit poacher. That's all he is. He's not qualified to be the head of the FBI. He's not. He's not qualified to be the head of the FBI. Miss Paul needs to soothe you with an Erica. Hey, you know what? Just being with you folks is enough. I'm telling you. You folks recharge my batteries and restore my faith in the world. I'm telling you. I do. I read your comments. I can't pull them all up. I can't. There's so many donors. I can't not pull the donor comments up in lieu of other comments, but I see all your comments. I do. I'm sitting here. That's why I'm not looking at the camera most of the time. I should be, when I'm doing the show, staring right at the lens, and I'm not. I'm reading the comments because you people are the best. You are the best. Tiny Dog Dragon, don't apologize. I sound like a sailor on a good day. I'm really normally not this pissed. But when I lose my temper, I lose my temper. Dragons Aurora Midas. Love that passion, Portland, Oregon. Glad to see you. Mark Polakowski. Sorry about that. 1393 says, my entire family voted last week. Virginia going back to blue. Glad to see. Yes. Yeah. Abigail Spanberger. And on that note, you know what? I'm going to skip around. This was, I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to come back to Kash Patel. Did you see this happen? This is the perfect example. This is the living example of the Republicans in Virginia right now. Yes, this is not AI. This is not doctored. This is Winsome Earl Sears campaign bus. Just burned to the ground. Just like her campaign did. Just lit itself on fire and burned to the ground. If there isn't a more perfect example of Republicans right now, and I'm telling you, don't you take it for granted. Don't you take it for granted. All those good polling numbers you're reading only come true if you follow through and vote. If you get comfortable and think, oh, the numbers look good, we're winning, I can get it next time. We will lose. You must vote. Mighty cool. Your temper is one thing I love about watching you. No one else shows as much passion for caring. I don't know what to tell you. I get pissed sometimes, man. I do. Gamer Guy, next time you and the family come to Beantown, I'd like to take y'all out to dinner. That's gracious. That's great. You know, a lot of people have said stuff like that. I'm thinking we should do some meetups. We should. I will come to you. And let's do some meetups. Let's do it. Let's get together, even if it's only just a few of us. When I was in Boston, and that's something else too. Just side note, a guy walks up to me in the airport. And he's like, are you Texas, Paul? And now I'm in an airport in Texas now. So I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm Texas, Paul. His face lights up and he's like, I want to shake your hand. And say, never hesitate. Never. If you see me out in public, we are a community. I want to fist bump you. Walk up and say, hey, ride or die, brother. I want to see you. You're not interfering with anything I'm doing. You're not. I do. If you see me in public, say hi. We've got each other. That's all we got. JDJ 1898 Jade. I enjoy the cussing. My wife doesn't. I'm going to catch hell after this show. I am going to catch hell after this show. Mrs. Texas Paul is going to tear me a new one. Kate Marylight, you are right. You can't fix stupid. No point in spending any breath on them. I voted Tuesday. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. All of it is nothing if we don't vote. Everything we do is nothing if we don't vote. But I want to talk about Kash Patel for a second because that guy is an online right-wing shit poster. That's all he was. That's all he ever will be. And he made his bones calling people like Chris Ray and calling people out, James Comey. Every time they flew somewhere in a jet, he raised hell about it. And now that he's FBI director, Alexis Winter, his girlfriend that's 20 years younger than him, they pack up. They go to Memphis where she's got a gig. She's got a gig at a wrestling match. She's doing some singing. She's in entertainment there. Yeah, they took our jet for date night and then flew her home. After spending years railing about that shit, how we Democrats were awful, he can't stop using the damn jet. He went to a football game flew out there on the jet, 5 p.m. somewhere. I'd love to see you in Chicago. Don't forget your gas mask. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Chicago is a beautiful city, and I doubt I'll need a gas mask. Every American city I go to, it's amazing. It's just amazing. We have a great country, folks. We really do have a great country. But yeah, you got Cash Patel dating a 20 something. And I'm going to tell you, look, you young folks, good on you, man. I admire the shit out of your passion and you make me able to sleep at night knowing that you're coming up because I love the way you people are. But let me tell you something, we're different. Us old folks, we talk about different shit. We're on a different level, different levels of experiences. And if I had to be in a relationship, I don't understand these trophy wives and trophy girlfriends and shit like that. I understand Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves dates a woman his age. A woman my age, Mrs. Texas Paul, is smarter than me. She's out of my league. She's up on current events. She's had a worldly experience. She'll tell me when I'm being a dumbass. I could not imagine being in a relationship with a 20 something. I would self-harm my ears. I just couldn't do it. I don't understand that. But here's Cash Patel jet setting around with his little hottie after he's just a hypocrite. He's a right-wing shit poster and a hypocrite. Linda Orndorff, speaking of the FBI, are you as worried about them dismantling the terrorist investigation part of the FBI as I am? Yes. We just had a freaky event near me involving a Chinese man from Russia. Yes. Yes. Linda, I'm telling you, the damage they're doing is scary in we're going to have a lot to fix, a lot to clear. What she's talking about is they have completely dismantled the FBI's counterterrorism. They've got a jerk off kid running it. It's and then they're turning around and politically creating terrorists all over the freaking world. This is not a good recipe. I'd love to send you sunshine and flowers and all that stuff and sing you, songs of how great everything is. We have got a lot of work to do. We do. Jason Craw, look like you need some help with that swear jar today. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. I really do. Jeremy Breeden says, happy Halloween to all of us. Ride or die Democrats. Step away from the chaos this evening and have some fun. Amen. And that is the message we're going to go out on. That is the message we're going to go out on. Jeremy, you nailed it, brother. We're not going to let them steal our holidays this year like they did last year. We're going to have a good time. I'm going to see my grandbabies. I am. I'm going to see my grandbabies. I am. I'm not going to get to go trick-or-treating with them because I live out in the sticks. They'd get 2 Snickers bars out here. But their parents are taking them trick-or-treating, and I'm going to get to see them. We're going to go to the store, and we're going to buy tons of candy. Just here you go. Here you go. I don't want to hear about your dental bill. Here, brush your teeth, kid. Brush your teeth. But yeah, we're going to do it this year. Thanksgiving, everything. Keep your food banks in mind, people. I appreciate all your support, but if you can't do both, I'd rather see you donating to a food bank right now. I mean, I can't do it without you, but I swear to God, people, if it comes down to you got $10 to give it to a food bank. Please. We got to get people through these holidays. We really do. And shelters, dog shelters. Republicans are wrecking the economy. And one of the worst thing that happens, it's a red flag. You know me, I don't sit and wait for the numbers. I look at what's going on. There are different things. How is shipping? How's it? There are red flags all around that will tell you how the economy is doing. And when the shelters start getting swamped with abandoned dogs and cats, the economy's tanking, and the economy is tanking. Our local shelter is well beyond capacity. well beyond capacity. They need your help. Call them. They'll tell you, look, we need cat food. We need dog food. We need cat toys. They'll tell you what they need. Sometimes they just need plain old cash just to keep the lights on. You know, I love you folks. You're good people. I wouldn't ask if I didn't think you were good people. Enjoy some Texas cities at night.